In this edition of City News, find out another way you can get your questions on city matters answered. Plus, see who's been snooping around the Hawthorne Police Department. These stories and much more coming up on City News. Hello and welcome to City News. I'm Jennifer Murillo. Hawthorne City Clerk Dr. Paul Jimenez has been working towards having more communication with the community. We take you to his office to see what he has been doing. About 6 weeks ago, Dr. Paul Jimenez started having office hours via phone every Wednesday from 1 to 2 p.m. Residents are encouraged to call with any questions or concerns.
Obviously, they can call whenever they like, but we're thinking, well, this way they know that someone's going to be available to answer any questions they have.
The calls they've received have ranged from marriage licenses to street cleaning and everything in between.
Please call, and if we have the answer, we're definitely going to give it to you. If we don't have the answer, we're going to do the research and get back to you. But the idea is that the community does know that they can reach out to us if they have any questions.
In hopes to be able to better serve residents, City Clerk office hours are also being extended to include Mondays from 4 to 5 p.m.
We want to make sure that the community knows that whenever they do have any questions when it comes to the city, that we're available to them. And the idea is that as transparent as we can be in terms of just any questions they have.
Dr. Jimenez asked that residents also sign up to the Nextdoor app and follow the city on Instagram at City of Hawthorne CA to stay up to date with the latest information. To contact the City Clerk's office, call 310-349-2918. Empowering young girls one blade at a time. That's what the Power Project is all about. Since the pandemic, however, hitting the ice hasn't been an option. Lauren McKay spoke with their leader to see just how they're making adjustments to stay active and connected. Lauren?
Thank you, Jennifer. I am joined right now with Lamika Bell, who is the founder and CEO of the Power Project. Lamika, first, let's just talk about the pandemic. How have you been hanging in, and how are the girls right now during
Well, it's been an adjustment. We're used to being able to see each other and have contact with each other, that intimacy with everybody. And that has changed. Everything is now done by computers, everything is Zoom, everything is by phone, email, so it's not as personal, but we still keep in touch. We make sure we do our wellness checks with the girls, and so far so good. Everybody just, they're excited to get back, so we're just waiting and we're watching the news and we're being hopeful.
All you can do. It's good that
Absolutely.
it's good that you're still connecting with them. Now, some of the girls, not everyone had access to computers, but you had a significant donation to help with that. Tell me about that and how big of an impact that donation has been during this time.
We had Larry Bender from the Hawthorne Rotary Club reach out to us, and he was able to get monies to be able to fund two girls with laptop computers. And these two girls didn't have computers for school. So, now that everything is done by Zoom, these two particular girls didn't have computers. One girl was doing it from a phone, and her phone screen was cracked, and it was just a mess logging on. And the Rotary Club was able to provide her with a computer. And now this girl could do her summer school classes. She could do our Zoom classes, that we have with Power Project, and all the dryland Zoom classes that we have for the girls. And it was just amazing just to see one little act of kindness could change the trajectory of somebody's life. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And you all have been able to do some dryland practices via Zoom. Tell me about what does that look like? How did you even come up with that?
We had our company that we work with is called Goal Line Performance Center. He was able to get online and do an actual Zoom class with the girls. So everybody logs on, and you go in your backyard or somewhere where there's a slick surface, and he's going step by step with the girls on how to hit the puck correctly. They were working on technique. They were working on forms, slap shots. We had one of our coaches. She donated what's called a biscuit, and it's a hockey puck with rollers on it. And she donated out of her own pocket, all of these pucks for the girls. So they have the pucks with the rollers on it, and they were all ready for their dry land. So this guy was so awesome to donate these classes to the girls. And then we also have exercising by Zoom. We have one of our girls who's a mentor. She donated time, and then every Thursday she logging on and doing exercises with the girls to keep the cardio up. So that's all we could do until we get back together and we can get everything going again.
That's a great idea. I feel like I need to join in on those exercise classes.
Right?
Because it is really hard to stay focused during the pandemic. Speaking of staying focused, what is the focus for the Power Project moving forward as the season was cut short and it's unsure about what the fall is going to look like? What is your focus for this coming year?
Well, you know what? We're trying to stay positive, and hopefully we'll be able to get back together soon and get these girls back out on the ice. We have a lot of people that have stepped up and offered to help to get the girls back into shape, because, when you're off that ice for so long, you got to kind of get back into the groove of things. So we have a lot of volunteers to do that. We have a lot of people who've volunteered their time to come in and teach a couple of our mentoring classes that we have here at the department. And, hopefully we can just get through this COVID and get everything going again. So if not, then we'll continue the way we've been doing it. We'll have to do it by Zoom, to make sure, we have the social distancing to keep everybody safe, and, just hang on.
That's right. Just hang on. Well, thank you for making time to talk with us.
Oh, you know what? And then also I wanted to tell you, the LA Kings also donated 2 slots to our girls. So we have Kayla, and then we have Jalen, who's now at the Kings Toyota Center down there, and they're doing Kings Camp. They donated 2 slots. So we actually have 2 girls in camp right now.
So they're actually training with the Kings?
They're actually training at the LA Kings camp right now. So wow. We have Blake Bolden is heading that camp down there. So that's the first female black hockey player who now works as a recruiter for the LA Kings, but she's helping out with the camp down there. So those girls are having a blast right now. So
that's excellent. Well, tell them I said hi. I've gotten a chance to get to know all of them throughout the season. So squeeze them virtually for me and tell them I said hi, and we'll be checking in with you soon to see how things are going.
Thanks, Lauren.
All right, stay safe.
All right, bye.
To find out more on the Power Project, visit their website at hawthornepolice.com/power-project. The Hawthorne Police Department added a new member to their squad. We take you to their station to learn about the newest addition. Time is a 2-year-old female golden retriever lab mix. As of June 17th, she joined the HPD family as the new police facility dog.
Time will be replacing Scotty, although nobody can replace Scotty, but she will take Scotty's place.
Time serves as a victim advocate to comfort anyone during difficult times and will be at community events just like Scotty would.
She's very smart. So it's just like Scotty. She's trained to 50 different commands. And she could open the door. She could turn the lights on and off. I mean, everything just like Scotty.
She was chosen to be very similar to Scotty in both looks and skill sets. But the old man is making sure he teaches her the ropes around here.
I watched him show her what to do. So we actually did work with one victim, and he put his head on the person's lap, and so she went and put her head on the other lap. He was showing her what to do.
To keep up with Scotty and Time, visit Scotty's Instagram account at K9 Scotty. Coming up next on City News, see how a local business has adjusted to new methods of operation. There's more news ahead. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Richstone Family Center continues to provide their services that prevent child abuse online. They have also initiated several new services. Reporter Danny Misko is standing by to give us more. Danny?
Thank you, Jennifer. Joining us now is Development Director Allison Tanaka. Thank you so much for being with us.
Sure. Thanks for having me.
Allison, can you please tell us about the new statistics regarding domestic violence phone calls since COVID-19 orders went into effect?
Sure. Since safer at home orders went into place, I know that there's been an approximately 70% increase in calls to domestic violence hotlines in Los Angeles County. And alarmingly too, there's been a 50% decrease estimated in the number of child abuse calls that have been reported to the domestic violence, to the Children and Family Services Department with LA County. And that's alarming, primarily because that means there's so many children that are at home in dangerous situations, and with school districts and school staff being the primary reporters during the school year of child abuse, without kids being in school or having contact with those school administrators, it just creates a really dangerous situation for them.
And how has Richstone Family Center responded to these alarming statistics? What have you been able to do to try to mitigate, the increase in domestic violence cases?
Sure. Knowing that so many of our families live in homes that are impacted by violence, we have really been committed to ensuring that we continue to provide services and support for them. So during this time, we have continued to provide teletherapy. So our families are still receiving their individual and family therapy sessions via Zoom or phone. We also have started a whole broad range of groups and classes online that families can participate in. We know that there's been an increase in demand for parenting classes, domestic violence support groups we do online. We have a class for perpetrators of domestic violence as well, and anger management classes. So we know that still provides a lifeline to a lot of families. And in addition, we're trying to continue to provide responsive services. So we know that stress management is something that's really important for families right now. So we've added some classes that deal with how to cope with stressors while they're at home.
It's good to know. And aside from the services that your program provides, you also typically do events throughout the year. And I know that a lot of events had to unfortunately be canceled.
Sure.
And also October is going to be Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And with that approaching, I understand you guys are going to be hosting a marathon. Can you tell us more about this event?
Sure. This is the first time we're doing this. We're going to give it a try, but we really wanted to give the opportunity for folks to engage with us, to learn a little bit more about domestic violence prevention, and really the story behind it is we want to get the community engaged and keep them active. So we'll be doing a virtual online marathon where we ask folks to kind of log in, join us, commit to doing some of these challenges during the month. But yeah, I think right now it's tough, having lost all of our in-person fundraisers for the year, it's a struggle. We are committed to providing services and being in the community for our families. But it's definitely going to be a challenge in this upcoming year. So we're thankful that we have a really loyal donor base, but anything that we can do, like through these kind of fun and fundraisers, we're doing what we can to just kind of keep folks engaged and giving them opportunities to get involved and give.
Of course. All right. And then lastly, I also know that your program also turned to doing food distributions on Thursdays. Can you tell us more about that?
Sure. I mean, we've seen such a dramatic increase in the need for food and basic supplies since the pandemic has hit. Obviously, I think COVID-19 has disproportionately affected our community and communities of color. So for us, we really want to be able to provide basic needs and services to families. So we do a food distribution every Thursday morning where we provide fresh food and groceries to families in need. We also have a back to school drive going on right now where we're providing equipment and school supplies to families who need it. So we really want to make sure that we keep our families both physically and emotionally healthy. So whatever we can do to help that happen is important to us.
Your center is making such a difference. Thank you so much, Allison, for your time and for all this useful information. We'll go ahead and plug the links to the Richstone Family Center for people to learn more about the food distribution and your event coming up in October.
Great. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. All right, back to you, Jennifer.
To connect with the Center for Help and learn more about their services, visit www.richstonefamily.org or call 310-970-1921. The Los Angeles County Sanitation Districts invite Los Angeles County students in grades 1 through 12 to help name the Clearwater Project tunnel boring machine. They also need your help to decorate it with your artwork. To participate in the TBM Naming and Artwork Contest, visit the website listed on your screen. While some businesses had to close their doors again due to COVID-19, others have had to go with a new way of operating. We take you to Common Space Brewery to see how they're doing during this time. For the time being, Common Space Brewery added free and low-cost delivery.
We deliver all over LA and the South Bay, and we also do deliveries to Ventura County and Orange County a few times a week.
To keep customers excited and coming back for more, new beers are coming out nearly every week.
Keep on supporting us, and we'll bring the beer straight to you. It's just as good at home as it is here, and we just want everyone to be safe and have good beer.
Orders can also be picked up in the tap room 7 days a week or shipped out throughout California. For more on Common Space and their products, visit their website at www.commonspace.la/. When we return, we'll show you what has local citizens showing up at a high school. As distance learning continues to be in effect at El Camino College, many fall semester students expressed a great need for a laptop. ECC was able to secure funding to procure 2,000 laptops. Reporter Danny Miskell was able to speak with El Camino College President Dina Maloney to learn more.
Can you tell us, when did ECC decide to make this purchase for the students?
Well, it's kind of an interesting story. Last year when we had to close the campus and move all our classes to remote delivery, we recognized there were students that could not access their classes because they lacked a laptop. And fortunately, our college foundation had laptops to distribute to our Promise students, and our math department distributed Chromebooks. And over the summer, we surveyed students, and one of the chief reasons they're challenged for the fall term is, again, lack of technology. We just received an allocation of funding from the state of California. It consists of some federal funding and also state funding. And one of the allowable uses is to help students with technology. So once we received that notification of allocation, we wanted to go ahead and purchase. The 2,000 laptops that we're talking about also includes 1,500 we purchased with the federal dollars, but also some purchase that was made through the foundation to augment what they had, as well as some other college sources. So it totals 2,000 laptops, and we hope it really makes a difference for students.
Absolutely, it would definitely make a difference, and it's definitely a need and a demand for these students to have the equipment so that they can continue doing their distance learning.
Correct.
I'm curious, where did you source these laptops from?
Well, there's an organization that we use called CDWG, and it is a sourcing dealer of computers from different manufacturers, and they exist to help purchasing from many large entities and many government agencies. So we went with that source to find the laptop.
Got it. Now we understand that the school board is putting together a criteria set for students who could be eligible to receive one of these laptops. Could you share some of those criteria with us?
Right. We feel that we're working on the criteria, but one of the important things is financial need, because that's important for students that don't have access to resources and are able to buy a laptop. So these are loaner laptops, and the criteria will include financial need. But we also know that things change quickly right now for families. And so if a layoff suddenly occurs or a furlough occurs, that's a sudden and direct impact on financial needs. So we're trying to be as flexible as possible.
Absolutely. And obviously, with the laptops, there's going to be a need for Wi-Fi capabilities. Is there going to be a Wi-Fi package that will be included once these students receive the laptop?
Right. Right now we're sourcing, it's a MiFi kind of a package. We're sourcing that now because we know many students do not have Wi-Fi access in their homes. Some do, so not everybody will need it, but we're trying to source that so we can provide that to those that need it.
All right. Dr. Maloney, thank you so much for sharing this exciting news with us. I know many students are going to benefit greatly. Their education is going to benefit greatly from this, and we really appreciate your time today.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for having us, and we're so excited to be able to offer this for our students.
Thank you, Danny. For ECC students who would like to apply for a laptop, go to their school website at www.elcamino.edu. With the start of school, Warren Organization is helping students get prepared. Tony Long Jr. shows us how.
Families pass through the parking lot of Lusinger High School as nonprofit Layups to Stand Up Cares hosts their curbside pickup.
A lot of families are hurting right now. A lot of parents ain't able to work. It's a lot of things going on. School about to restart. You know, school supply is still needed, even though a lot of schools are going to be doing studies at home.
The giveaway of supplies includes socks and shoes, helping out those in need.
It's a blessing. It's easy. You just text a number, you pull up, and it's curbside.
This is not the only time CEO Demetrius Juice Decent and his organization did something involving this community.
I try to do 2 to 3 events a year for the city of Hawthorne Lionel, especially me being an alumni for both areas. I try to do something multiple throughout the year for the city, giving back as well as giving hope, sharing information to people that might need it.
Decent says about 150 families registered to receive their items. For HCTV, I'm Tony Long Jr.
For more information on events and programs, contact Layups to Stand Up via email at layupstostandup@yahoo.com. Hospitals are still experiencing shortages in personal protection equipment known as PPE. The Hawthorne LAX Lennox Rotary Club decided to help Centinela Hospital Medical Center with face shield donations. Danny Miskell has more on the story.
Over several weekends, Rotary Club members were able to assemble over 3,000 face shields.
It was very organized. It was like an assembly line. We had people from kids in high school all the way up to elderly helping us out with this project because we all saw or knew how important it was.
The Rotary Club donated the shields to multiple hospitals, including 430 face shields to the Centinela Hospital Medical Center in Inglewood.
PPE is really scarce right now in the hospital. People have been sharing, unfortunately. We are so grateful for this. It's something that comes along with the generosity of the Rotary Club that's doing this today, and we are just very, very grateful and thankful for this donation.
Giovanni Silvestri says this won't be the last donation from the Rotary Club. In the meantime, the Centinela Hospital will be dispersing the face shields as necessary. Reporting for HCTV, I'm Danny Miskell.
To volunteer with the Rotary Club on projects like this one, visit the local district website at rotary5280.org. That does it for this edition of City News. Thanks for watching. If you have any story ideas, please call us at 310-349-1630 or email us at hctv@hawthorneca.gov. Don't forget you can watch City News online on YouTube by searching Hawthorne Community Television. We'll leave you now with more footage from the school supply curbside pickup. See you next time.